Hello and welcome to Narsigans. Today we're going to be making KFC, homemade KFC. I don't know why, but I'm just feeling hot wings right now and I really miss KFC. I don't know about you, but I miss KFC so much because, since the restaurants have closed, I used to work for KFC. Yes, it was my first proper job actually. When I was 16 years old, one day I just went into the KFC in Finsbury Park and I said to the manager that I wanted a job, and he said, I don't have any job. I said, well, tough, because I'm not leaving until you give me a job. So that's how I ended up having a job in KFC, and I worked there actually for 4 years, guys. So I was doing that whilst I was going in college. And look, because I'm such a hoarder, I still got one of my uniforms from KFC. It says, try the fully loaded meal today. I still got that. Like in there, it's kind of like a promotional uniform. And then, because I'm such a hoarder, look what I've got. I got the Colonel's employee book. And this was in April 2003. This was 17 years ago, guys, and I am still holding on to this. But they always say never forget where you come from, and KFC is a part of my life because it was my first job. Okay, so what I'm going to show you is not going to be exactly like your KFC, but I can give you an idea how to make it, and it will even taste better than what you will have from KFC. Okay, so let's get to it. Let me show you guys the ingredients. So this is the ingredients that we have. We have chicken, and this chicken is seasoned in salt and lemon juice. Now, just to clarify, your local KFC do not season your chicken with lemon juice, but this is part of my process, and so I have seasoned it because I want the lemon juice to kill all that slime in the kitchen in the chicken. I want all that lemon juice to clean that chicken. Well, I'm not going, you know what I mean. Okay, all right. Right, so you've got your chicken here. I prefer to season the chicken with the salt first. Usually what KFC would do would be to add the salt, the grinded salt, onto the flour. But we're not going to do that, because when you do it like that, basically whatever they send into the KFC restaurant, everything is already measured. They know how much flour to put and all of that. So they know exactly what they need for each batch that they make. So because we are just going to be copycats here, we don't have that kind of measurements that they have. So what I found is, before my first time trying it, I put the salt in the flour and I realized I put more than I should have. So but this way, when you do the chicken, when you do the lemon juice and the chicken and the salt together, like how you would normally season your meat, so it would be just enough, unless if you want to add some extras. I will come to that later. Now the other thing that you need is eggs. So I've put like 3 eggs here. One of them's melted over, but I've put 3 eggs in here. And then here we have 50 grams of flour. So we have 50 grams of flour, and then here we have about 25 grams of powdered milk. Okay, and then we have our chili powder, we have black pepper, and so I'm going to add those to the flour so that the chicken will be flavored in the flour. So now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mix this egg. All right, so it's quite simple, easy to make. Okay, so that's the egg, and then now I'm going to add the milk. So I'm going to add just a little bit of that. Remember, we have milk powder as well going into the flour. So but this one is just to make sure that I got enough juice to marinate the chicken with before it goes into the flour. Yeah, so mix that up. If you want to add the black pepper and the chili in here, that's also fine. You can do it like that, but today I'm just going to do it KFC style, because in KFC even the milk goes into the flour, the milk powder. So they use milk powder to go into the flour, and they also use what's it called, powdered eggs. So I'm not using powdered eggs, so I'm using fresh eggs. So you will realize when you make this that it will actually taste better than your KFC. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to add the black pepper onto the flour. So it's slightly different from when you're making the actual chicken, but we're making hot wings today, so we don't want too much of the black pepper. So I've put about 1.5 teaspoons of black pepper onto the flour. So that's the black pepper in the flour now. As you can see, be very, very careful with the black pepper, because if you put more than you're supposed to, it can kind of overpower everything and it just wouldn't taste right. So I like to do it this way so that I can see the color of the flour, so it's not changed the color as much. I think that should season it enough. And now I'm going to add the red chili pepper in there. I'm going to be very generous with that, because remember guys, this one is hot wings, so it's not the normal chicken one. So I'm going to put as much pepper as I can. So 2 spoons of red chili. So 2 teaspoons of red chili in there and 1.5 of black pepper in there, right? So I'm trying to see the color of it because I want it spicy. Okay, so that's nicely mixed together. Now we're going to add the milk powder. So I remember I put 50 ml. Excuse me. Every time I make this, I use different amounts. Yeah, so that's the milk powder gone in there now. Every time I make this, I put different amounts, but today I'm just showing you what I'm using right now, and you can get the idea. You can do it. The first time I made it, it was a disaster, but then the second time I made it, it tasted better than KFC, and from then, this is how I do it now. So that's the milk powder gone in there, because I'm not using any salt in the flour, so I'm just using, I've just grinded up some jimbo. So there's 1.5 of jimbo in here. So that's what I'm going to use to give it that little bit of, you know, extraness. Yes. So you add that, mix that up with the flour. Ooh. Mix that up, so that should season up my flour. I no need to add any extra salt, and it will taste even better because it's got jimbo in there. All right. So this is not how KFC makes it exactly, but this is the idea behind the secret recipe. So there you go. So that's it. So that's flour, powdered milk, black pepper, red chili, and grinded jimbo mixed in the thingy. What's it called? Grinded jimbo is like this. This is the one that I grind. I grind 1.5 of this, and you can also use, if you want, you can use this in replacement of that. Anything that's like salt kind of base seasoning, you can use basically. So, but this is what I'm using, and that's the flour done now. Okay. So now what we're gonna do, we're going to add the chicken inside of the this is because I need the flour to stick on the chicken. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So if you're wondering why am I leaving them there, I just want them to soak as much as they can, and then I'm going to tip it over. You'll see what I'm going to do. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to dip the chicken inside of this. Basically, you can just, you don't want it coated too much because you want it crispy, but you also don't want to lose the taste of the chicken because you put too much flour in there. So make sure you shake it. Shake it, baby. Shake it, shake it, tail feather. Shake it, tail feather. my god, that one is done. One down. I don't even know how many I'm making, but yeah. That's done. Next one. Shake it off, baby. Shake it off. You can make more dough on it according to your taste, but I don't like it when it's got too much flour on it. You kind of lose the taste of the chicken in it. So you have to be careful about that. Look at this, like a professional KFC woman. I never worked in the kitchen in KFC. That's the thing, but I worked in the, I kept attention, especially when they were saying secret recipe, I kept attention to what the chef was using, trying to read the plain bags that they come in. They're so secretive, right? They even send some of their stuff in like really plain packages. This is the best KFC you ever gonna have. Oh, I miss KFC. Don't you guys miss KFC? You know, during this whole quarantine thing, it's been crazy, isn't it? Not having your food that you usually have. Like, I don't eat KFC every day. Well, I used to. But, you know, every Friday when I finish work, I go to KFC. It's like my treat. I'm like, hey, today I'm going to treat myself. It's payday. So every Friday I go KFC. So it's been like, you know, part of my routine this past few weeks since the quarantine. But yeah, so yeah, there you go. There you have it. There is my KFC, homemade KFC, ready to go into the oil. The oil has been boiling up, so it's really high right now. But once I put the hot wings in, I'm going to turn it into a very low heat, because I want the chicken to cook properly, because I do not have the same deep frying pans that KFC have. So when you put the chicken in the hot oil, make sure you turn the oil down, because otherwise it's going to burn before the chicken is cooked. Alright? So I allowed the oil to heat up on a very high, heated on a very high level. And now I have turned it down because I'm ready to put in the chicken. Remember, make sure the oil is not too hot. I did make it burn for 5 minutes, but basically just heat up the oil. That by the time you finish washing the dishes that you've used, it should be hot enough. So that's what I've done right now, and I'm ready to do this now. Okay. See that, guys? Not too hot, because you want the chicken to cook. Otherwise it will burn. The flour will burn. I want to show you what happens when the oil is too hot. This is what happens. It comes out more brown than I would have wanted. So try and avoid that, because I want them to be all in this color and not in this color. So that's why I said make sure the oil is not too hot, because I know that even though it looks burnt, it's not cooked, because the chicken still underneath is not properly cooked. But yeah, avoid this, go more towards this. It, keep turning it. So I turn one, then two, then three, and then I repeat the steps again. And obviously this one is now ready to come out. It's browned up nicely. And you can also do you can do a sacrifice. So this is my sacrifice. So you can see I took this out like 5 minutes ago, so you can see it's cooked. Majority of it is cooked. You can't see any redness on the chicken, so it's properly cooked. So now I know the rest of them are cooked. I'm just basically waiting for them to brown up. So there you go. This is the wings. I wish I had used smaller wings, but these are like big fat hot wings, KFC style hot wings. And I wish I had put more pepper in there, because I tasted it and it didn't taste as spicy as I would have. So if you're going to follow this video, make sure you add more red chili than I did, because I put, I think, about 2 teaspoons of red chili. If I was going to do it again, I would put maybe 4 teaspoons of red chili in there. But it tastes really nice, and it tastes even better than KFC. So yeah, so I'm going to tuck in now. Oh yes, I can't wait to tuck in. I've got big fat chunky chips to go with the chicken. This is love.